Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So let's talk about something that's really important for anyone planning to work and collect Social Security at the same time, the new earnings limit rules for 2026. A lot of people don't realize that if you're getting Social Security benefits and still earning income, there's a limit to how much you can make before your benefits are affected. And in 2026, that limit is changing. So whether you're already retired or thinking about retiring soon, this update is something you'll definitely want to know about. All right, so here's the deal. The Social Security Administration sets what's called an earnings limit every year. This limit only applies to people who are below their full retirement age, meaning if you've already reached full retirement age, you can earn as much as you want without your benefits being reduced. But if you're younger than that, the government puts a cap on how much you can make before they start withholding part of your Social Security checks. For 2026, the annual earnings limit will be $24,480. So, if you make more than that, Social Security will withhold $1 in benefits for every $2 you earn above that limit. Now, there's one big exception. The year you actually reach your full retirement age, the rules loosen up a lot. In that year, you can earn up to $65,160, and for every $3 you make over that amount, they'll only withhold $1 from your benefits. Once you hit your full retirement age, you're in the clear. There's no more limit on your earnings at all. Now, what exactly is full retirement age? It depends on when you were born. If you were born in 1954 or earlier, it's 66. After that, it goes up a little each year until 1960, when it caps out at age 67. So if you were born in 1960 or later, your full retirement age is 67, and that's the age when these limits stop applying. A question I get a lot is whether this limit is based on your household income or just your own income. The good news is it's individual. If you're married and both of you get Social Security, your spouse's earnings won't affect your benefits unless they're receiving a benefit based on your work record, like a spousal or child benefit. In that case, if you go over the earnings limit, it can temporarily reduce both your payment and theirs. Now, a lot of people worry that if their benefits are withheld, that money is gone forever, but that's not true. The Social Security Administration keeps track of how many months your benefits were reduced or withheld. Once you reach full retirement age, they'll recalculate your payments and adjust your benefit upward to make up for the months you missed. So you do eventually get that value back. It's not lost money, just delayed money. Another thing to keep in mind is how this limit is actually applied. If you go over, Social Security doesn't just trim a little bit off each monthly check. They'll usually withhold full checks up front until they've withheld the total amount they need. For example, if you're over the limit by $10,000, they might hold back 3 or 4 months of payments early in the year before your checks resume. If you know you're going to earn more than the limit, it's a good idea to report it to the Social Security Administration rather than wait for them to find out later. If you don't report it and they eventually notice, you could get an overpayment notice years down the line, and trust me, that's a mess you don't want to deal with. There's also a special rule for people who retire mid-year. If you stop working partway through the year after already earning more than the annual limit, Social Security will switch from using the annual test to a monthly limit for the rest of that year. Basically, as long as your monthly income stays below that smaller threshold, you can still get your full benefits for those months. Now, what actually counts as earnings for this limit? This part is really important. The limit only applies to earned income, which means money from a job, wages, salary, bonuses, or self-employment. It does not include income from pensions, IRA withdrawals, 401ks, annuities, investments, interest, or capital gains. Those don't count against your earnings limit, which is great news for a lot of retirees who rely on those sources for income. So, to sum it all up, if you're under full retirement age in 2026 and plan to work while getting Social Security, keep that $24,480 limit in mind. If you're turning full retirement age during the year, your limit jumps to $65,160. And after that, there's no limit on your earnings at all. It's totally fine to keep working, but knowing these numbers can help you avoid surprises when your checks suddenly stop coming in for a few months. I hope this breakdown makes things a little clearer for you. If you found this helpful, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more easy-to-understand updates on Social Security, retirement, and financial tips. And if you have questions about how these limits apply to your situation, drop them in the comments. I read them all. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.